Hi everybody, welcome to the second of these videos which are under the heading of Remake Remodel, and these videos document my repurposing of an object or an instrument I've had lying around the studio with the intention of repurposing it into something that I can use more practically or creatively. In this particular instance, you can see me playing a vintage Hohner reed organ. I believe it's from 1950s, maybe the early 60s. And all I've basically done is remove the electric motor and the fan inside the body of the reed organ and replaced it with a plastic tube. Here you can see me unscrewing the plate where the fan was previously. That's the kind of fan that you'll commonly find in a lot of old reed organs. And these are the various motor components. This reed organ was made in West Germany. It's a little bit of extra trivia. So that's how it fitted onto the base of the reed organ. I've also removed the little legs that were on either side as well for the time being. And you can also see there that I've constructed, well, I've attached a piezoelectric transducer inside the reed organ so as to pick up the sound. So in this following section, here we are, I'm going to demonstrate what it sounds like through a little box amplifier. So this first example, you'll just hear me playing the reed organ clean. So obviously we're also hearing the reed organ acoustically as well, in combination with the amplified sound. And next I'm going to apply a pitch shift effect. So that's an octave below, and now I'm going to combine that with some pretty heavy tremolo at a fast rate. So we get a kind of subtle, kind of almost Leslie speaker sort of sound to it. And now just adding some cheap analog delay. I'm just kind of doing a couple of stops there. One of the cool things that I can do, that I guess you could do with a melodica, you know, that you breathe into, is sort of stopping the airflow using your tongue or by closing the tube somehow, and just letting the delay sort of continue and decay. Last of all, we've got some, well, a little more high quality effects pedal. That's an Electro Harmonics Holy Grail reverb. So I have no regrets about removing the fan and the motor and drilling a rather large hole in the side of a vintage instrument. There's a couple of reasons. The main reason I did this was because the fan inside the reed organ, when it was turning, would create this horrible scraping sound, which I believe was due to the fan scraping against something inside the instrument. And despite my best efforts to kind of properly identify the issue and fix it, it just wasn't working. So this was a kind of nice workaround, which leads us on to the second reason why I did this. And that was to regulate and control the amount of air that was going into the instrument and through the reeds. So previously, when it had been the motor turning the fan and the fan producing the air, given that the motor was turning at a set rate, the airflow was fixed. So therefore, when you played the reed organ, it was just producing the same volume level, the same dynamic. So I wanted to kind of introduce a way that I would be able to sort of control the volume and dynamic of the instrument. So the breathing tube, breathing pipe, much like you would play a melodica or blow directly into a harmonica, you're controlling the volume of the instrument and its dynamic by using your breath.